Hola chicos. Okay, now part 3 of El Alfabeto Español. After ese, we have te, which sounds like ta. That's pretty easy. Tomás, for example. Tomás. Tortuga. So that's a ta sound. U, as we mentioned when we were talking about vowels, sounds like U, Uruguay. Now let's talk about U a little bit more because remember, U and I are weak. So the vowel U, when it sits by another vowel, for example, in this case, the U and the A at the end are next door to each other, right? That means we're going to pronounce that combination of UA kind of as one sound. This is called a diphthong in linguistic terms. So bien with INE making a ye sound is a diphthong. In this case, U and A, Uruguay, OI, that is a diphthong also. Uruguay, bueno. Bue, the we is a diphthong. Bueno. A diphthong just means a combination of different vowels that stick together to make basically one syllable, okay? But the U still sounds like U. It just likes to grab a hold of another vowel that sits next to it. The next letter is B. Can you remember which other letter is also called B? If you guessed B like that, you would be right. The B and B have exactly the same sound in Spanish. So lots of times people make mistakes when they're spelling because these two letters sound exactly the same. So remember, just like when we talked about Benito, if you're talking about this B, like Venezuela, at the beginning of a phrase or word, it sounds like B with your lips together. Just like this B, if you have this B in between two vowels, it makes the same sound. Avispa. So in this case, a V in between two vowels and a B in between two vowels has a softer sound. You don't completely close your lips. Let a little bit of air come out. If you have confusion, like if you're spelling something for somebody in Spanish, you can always clarify which of these B's you want to use. You can tell somebody, B de burro, right? We all know that that's with a B. Or you can say, B de vaca. So B like burro, V like vaca. Burro is a burro, and vaca is a cow. Okay, the next letter actually has 4 different names. Go ahead and just use one of the names in the book. You can call it W, W, V. You can say W or W. But it all means W, right, in English. The good thing is it always has the same sound as in English. It's wa. We don't use that sound very often in Spanish. We don't use it for spelling very often, but sometimes it's like the letter K. If you need to write a non-Spanish word that has a W in it, then you're going to use it. For example, if someone's name is Walter. Okay, next letter is X. And X has a couple different sounds, and honestly, there's not really a rule about what environment affects either sound. You kind of have to just memorize X. X can have a H sound, like a hard H. For example, in the name Jimena. Jimena is a J. But we say examen. That's like extra in English, examen. The next letter has two different names. You can call it Y, like the textbook does, or you can call it Y. Textbook uses the name Y. When I learned the Spanish alphabet, I learned Y, meaning Greek I. That's what Y means. But it sounds like Ja. For example, Yolanda. Our last letter is Theta or Zeta. If you're from Latin America, you would say Zeta phonetically, okay? That's not how you spell this. That's how you pronounce it, like a Zeta. If you're from Spain, most parts of Spain, you would say Zeta. With a TH, like Zeta. Like think. Examples of that in a word might be Zaragoza, or Zaragoza. For example. Okay, guys, that was a lot of Spanish alphabet. Hopefully this is helpful. Your book gives you only the most basic pronunciations of the letters. It does not go into a full, detailed explanation of how each letter sounds depending on the vocalic context that it's in. So anyway, I'm going to end right now, and I hope that this was helpful. Your textbook, just FYI, gives you some examples of letter combinations also, like, for example, let me go back here. It'll talk about the letter G, it'll talk about the letter H, right, that we discussed when we worked on the alphabet, the double L together, right? But C and H together, just like in English, makes a ch sound. Like mucho. So, just FYI, remember that too, okay? I will hopefully see you very soon in class. If you have questions, obviously let me know, okay? And I wish you guys all the best. Stay warm, stay safe. Adios.